I want to give a special shout out to my patrons. These are the people that behind the scenes provide the support to help me keep this podcast going. I want to thank Rob Barnett, Mary Thomas, John Munson, Terry Smith, Bella Pori, Dale Hozak, Crystal Carroll, Andrew Goddard, Stephen Malio, Anna Lynn, Betsy Hodges, Randy Brown, Chris Bloom, and Steve Rogers, Captain America. Thank you guys so much for your support. It means the world to me. Now, let's get on with the podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Setlustingbruce, your podcast all about Bruce Springsteen, his music, and mostly his fans. I am your host, Jesse Jackson. We are in the middle of September, which is anniversary month, and so one of the questions I sent out via my Facebook page, on my Twitter page, is what are the 5 songs that tired in a live Springsteen concert? Songs that were able to give a request, say, hey, Bruce, don't play this song, play something else instead. And then let's also send 5 songs that you never get tired of. What I love so much is there were certain songs that made both lists, which tells you one man or one person's trash is another person's treasure, as the old saying goes. I'm going to be playing some clips. I'm going to be talking about some of these. So here we go. 5 faves and 5 skips. To start things off, here is my Springsteen and podcast brother from Music Talks, Terry Smith.
Jesse, hi, it's Terry Smith. Hope this finds you well. Just wanted to come back on the 5 songs I could happily do without. They are as follows: Dancing in the Dark, Hungry Heart, Bobby Jean, Glory Days, and Waiting on a Sunny Day. Probably quite an obvious list, but I'm sure some people will react. Look forward to catching up soon. Take care.
Next up is my Springsteen sister, and truly one of the nicest people I know, Donna from Bruce Funds.
Hey Jesse, it's Donna from Bruce Funds, calling to say what a great topic. 5 songs you never wish to hear live ever again. Okay, here we go. Kitty's back, Kitty's back, Kitty's back, and Kitty's back, and last but not least, Kitty's back. Absolutely never need to hear that song live again. Seriously though, if I have to select 4 others, with Kitty's Back being my number 1, I would say Waiting on a Sunny Day, Growing Up, Spirit in the Night, and Rosalita. Thank you so much for asking the fun questions, Jesse. Keep rocking, man. Love you.
Next up is talented singer-songwriter Levi.
Jesse, it's Levi from Los Angeles, California. Happy anniversary to the Set Lusting Bruce podcast. I wanted to get back to you with these songs that I never need to hear in concert again. I'm good. I've got them on the DVDs, and I've heard them enough in person to where I'm fine with 5 others taking up some room. So here we go. Spirit in the Night. Done. Over it. She's the One. I can live without it. 10th Avenue Freeze Out. It was my choice, I believe, for I'm just tired of it. Because the Night, ripping guitar solo, but I'm fine with another song making it in there. And then Murder Incorporated. Bruce really seems to love playing this song, and, it's okay, but I think there are some other things that could go in there. But 5 songs I will never get tired of hearing live. Badlands, number 1. You could play that 20 times in one night, and I'd still be happy. Rosalita, I've actually never heard it in concert, so I really hope he never stops playing it live so that maybe I'll get to hear it someday. Born to Run, I think, even though it's the one that he kind of has to play, there's something about that song when the house lights go up, I don't know, something incredible about that energy in there. I think it's one of the greatest build-up and releases in any song ever. The Promised Land, I love that instrumental section. And then this is a personal one for me, but This Hard Land. I know it might not be as big on other people's lists, but he's been playing that a lot over the last decade and closing shows with it. And it is in the running for my favorite Bruce song. So them's my 10, 5 and 5. Happy anniversary, my friend. Great job on the podcast, and I wish you continued success in all these major interviews you're getting and continuing to build the community.
Next up is Jeff from DFW. Gave me 2 messages. 1, the 5 he doesn't want to hear, the 5 he cannot get enough of.
Hello, Mr. Jackson. This is Jeff Calloway. I'm calling from Fort Worth, and these are, you asked me to provide feedback in honor of the anniversary of your show. Happy anniversary. So you asked for the 5 songs that I never get tired of hearing live. I'm going to, since you made me do 5 songs that I would be happy not to ever hear again, I'm going to make this the 5 songs that I can't wait to hear again. Some of these songs I haven't heard yet. So, first of all, as a cheat, I would just want to hear the entire Western Stars album, but I know we won't hear that probably anytime soon. Next is If I Was the Priest, because that song is so great on Letter to You, and it feels like it's just getting going with Steve Van Zandt starting to play. And I really, really would like to hear that. And then Long Walk Home. So I heard that song a few times on the Magic tour, and when I heard that the album the first time, I thought Long Walk Home was going to be like the big centerpiece of the concert. I love what they did live with Steve singing. I think it is one of his modern day classics, and I would love, love, love to hear this take on an even bigger piece of the show. Along with that, I'm going to throw in something controversial, and that would be Mary's Place. Give me Mary's Place. We're waiting on a sunny day. I don't know why there is hatred toward the song. It is one of my favorite newer Springsteen songs. It feels old school. It feels, it's taken from a Sam Cooke title. It's great to me. And I saw this, I don't even know how many Rising shows I saw, and every time that he did this very long version of Mary's Place, it was a highlight. So I will take that. Maybe he could cut it down a little bit, but I love it. Then next would be Human Touch. On a somewhat mediocre album, at least from Springsteen standards, Human Touch has always stood out to me as one of his greatest singles. And it's not done near enough with the band. I really, really would love to hear him do that. Along the same token, give me The Real World, not the epic solo version from the Christic Institute, but with the band. I just one time would love to hear this on a consistent basis with the E Street Band, and instead of kind of that synthy thing that they had going on with the album, I would love to hear the horns kind of play that role. So The Real World without any type of synthesizer. Hello, Mr. Jackson. This is Jeff Calloway calling from the lovely confines of Fort Worth, Texas. And you have asked me to provide feedback on 5 songs that I would not want to hear live ever again. Which is tough because at this point I will listen to him play Mary Queen of Arkansas and the Angel over and over for 4 hours. But I'm not going to include those 2 songs, which are my 2 least favorite Springsteen songs, because he rarely plays those, if ever. So I tried to think of songs that that everybody kind of knows, and so here they are. First, Glory Days. Fun song, but not my favorite. And so I'm going to put that as my first song. It's just, it's a fine song, but it's not like that melodic and speedball. Is that a baseball term? Anyway, then next is I'm on Fire. This isn't so much because of Bruce. It's because people who cover Springsteen only seem to know I'm on Fire in Atlantic City, and I'm just kind of done with that. Next up is Spirit in the Night. I know longtime fans right now are upset with me, but I've seen this song so many times. For some reason, I've been there whenever he's played it, and it is a really long song. It takes up a whole lot of time, and I'm just kind of done with it. Then I will go with Kitty's Back. I just find this song a bit of a beating, and I enjoy Bruce's guitar work on it somewhat, but overall, it's kind of Van Morrison warmed over. And who wants to hear Van Morrison right now anyway with his anti-vax stuff? Then finally, I'm going to say Hungry Heart. I love Hungry Heart, but I saw a few shows on the River tour and saw Hungry Heart every night. And, it's a lot going on, crowd surfing and moving around, and that's fun, but I'm just saying, want to hear something different. That's kind of the fun party song. So, that is it. And I did not say Waiting on a Sunny Day, because I would really like to hear that song as long as there were no children involved. So there's that. All right.
Here's Ed's songs.
Hey, Jesse. Ed Rakowski here, calling you today from Manasquan, New Jersey. No Springsteen sightings today, but we'll keep our eyes peeled. You'd asked for 5 songs from some of us that we would just as well do without. I thought I'd call and give you that. But first and foremost, I want to congratulate you on your upcoming anniversary, hosting Set Lusting Bruce. I've been listening to you for years. Keeps getting better and better, my friend. You're doing such a great job. You're doing good work. Wish you all the health in the world and all the luck in the world. Keep doing what you're doing. We enjoy it. We appreciate it, and it adds a lot to our enjoyment of Mr. Springsteen's music. Quickly, 5 songs I could do with that. Let me give you 3 that I'm sure a lot of other folks probably would agree upon. Mary's Place, Waiting on a Summer Dream, and what's the other one? I'll get back to it. But those are 2 dead horses that have been beaten to death, and I think we could very well do well by putting them out to pasture. Did I say Waiting on a Sunny Day? That's probably in there too. The 4th one, if I got this right, would be Rosalita. Now I know that might disappoint people, but this might reveal that I've been to maybe a lot of Springsteen concerts. And whenever I hear Rosalita, I think we're getting near the end of the show, and that makes me sad. So if maybe he would play that when I'm in the audience, it would be appreciated. And the last one is maybe one that maybe would not agree with, but it's Girls in Their Summer Clothes. Beautiful song, fantastic on the record. It reminds me of, I think, your other favorite band, the Beach Boys, and its production and its sound quality. But for whatever reason, when I've heard it in live concert, it just doesn't work. They can't seem to pull it off. The beautiful sound, the soaring music that follows up behind Bruce's voice as he paints that beautiful picture. It's a great song to listen to if you ever have the opportunity to drive down Ocean Avenue on the Jersey Shore when you're heading from Spring Lake, New Jersey, driving to Asbury Park with the window down, and the girls in their summer clothes are walking around out there, and a lot of other people in other stages of dress and undress are walking around too on a summer day. No better background music for that experience. But for whatever reason, I think he should just give up trying to do it live. Just doesn't work for me. But what does work for me is your wonderful podcast. So please keep doing it, and you really do add a lot to our enjoyment of Bruce Springsteen. Thanks a lot, Jesse. You take care.
My buddy John Munson shared his 5 faves and his 5 skips.
Hey, Jesse. John Munson checking in from Phoenix, Arizona. Long-time avid Bruce Springsteen fan, long-time Set Lusting Bruce podcast fan. Jesse, congratulations on your 7th anniversary with the podcast. Quite an amazing feat. Jesse reached out to the community and said, what are 5 songs that I wouldn't want to hear live ever again? Now, for me, I'm grateful for any song I can hear live. So this would only be in the context that I wouldn't want to hear live anymore, or I wouldn't want to hear live again, because there are other songs in Bruce's massive catalog that I haven't heard in a long time, and I'd like to see these other songs see the light of day. So here's 5 that I'm okay if they get set aside. First one on my list is Shout. You know, Shout's been in the encores pretty regularly since 2014, and I just think there's some other songs that would fit better in the encore. I'm thinking songs like maybe Raise Your Hand. American Land is a great encore song. Another one, if we get horns in 2023, how about Your Love Keeps Lifting Me Higher and Higher in the encore? So Shout is my first song. The second song I have on my list is Wrecking Ball. I love the Wrecking Ball album. I really love the song. I think with regards to Wrecking Ball, it was played at predominantly every concert from 2012 through 2014, which makes sense. It was the title track on the album. So maybe it's time to just set that one aside to have some other songs. The final 3 songs, 3, 4, and 5, all come from the Born in the USA album. My final 3 songs on my list are Cover Me, I'm on Fire, and Darlington County. Born in the USA was such an iconic album back in the mid-'80s that I think a lot of the tracks on this album get played more than maybe they should. So once again, these are all great songs. I just think they get played too much, and I'd love to hear some deeper tracks from Darkness, like Something in the Night, or something from The River, say The Price You Pay, Magic, Letter to You. A lot of different choices out there. So once again, Jesse, those are my 5. Shout, Wrecking Ball, Cover Me, I'm on Fire, and Darlington County. And once again, congratulations on the 7-year anniversary. Take care. Hey, Jesse. John Munson checking in from Phoenix, Arizona. Longtime avid Bruce Springsteen fan. Longtime Set Lusting Bruce podcast fan. Hey, first of all, congratulations on your 7th anniversary. I can't believe it's been 7 years already. I think I found you in early 2016. And I was fortunate to be on the podcast my very first time, maybe April of 2016. So once again, congratulations on the anniversary. So Jesse, you're asking us, hey, what are 5 songs that you never get tired of hearing live? And it's quite a challenge to narrow it down to 5 songs, but here's 5 songs that really come to mind to me. Once again, these are personal favorites, and I'm looking forward to hearing others to hear what their personal favorites are. So number 1 on my list is The Ties That Bind. Not only is this my favorite song from the River album, but I just think the band does a great job with it live. It's a upbeat song. It's got a great sax solo. Just brings back great memories anytime I hear it live in concert. The second song on my list would be Land of Hope and Dreams, and specifically the 2012 version of Land of Hope and Dreams that we were introduced to on the Wrecking Ball tour. If there are going to be horns on the stage in 2023, I am hoping that I'm going to hear Land of Hope and Dreams, and I could hear it over and over again. Uh, the third song on my list is Racing in the Street. And, Racing in the Street, particularly the album cut, seems like a relatively quiet song. I just think it's really powerful in concert. It kind of starts off slow and quiet, but, what a powerful ending. And, I think the musical term for that, the end of the song is the coda. But that coda where, you know, Max really steps up to a different level on the drumming, and Roy Bittan's keyboards is just phenomenal. Last time I saw this live was in 2012 in Los Angeles, and I focused on Max's drumming during the last couple minutes of the song, and it was just it's pretty amazing. Uh, Moving on, number 4 on my list is The Promised Land, another song off Darkness. Just, you know what, inspirational song. Just makes me feel good every time I hear it live. Um, Had to put that on my list as a personal favorite. And the fifth and final song is Light of Day. I truly enjoy hearing Light of Day live. Um, we heard it a lot on the Tunnel of Love Express tour back in '88. They played Light of Day most shows in the '92-'93 tour. I've been fortunate to run into it a couple times in the last 10 years, 2012 in Glendale, 2014 in Houston at that concert that we both attended. We were fortunate enough to see Light of Day, and it's a great hard rocking song, and hopefully we'll hear it more in the next year. Anyway, Jesse, that's my list. Looking forward to hearing from others, and congratulations again on your 7th anniversary.
I did have some people respond on Twitter and they didn't leave voicemail, so unfortunately you're going to have to hear my voice. Betsy Wood picked Hungry Heart, Kitty's Back, American Land, New York City, Serenade, and Night as the 5 she wouldn't want to hear. I certainly understand those, but one of them, American Land, whew, I'd want to see that every night. The Warden, Howie, says Hungry Heart, Spirit in the Night, Waiting on a Sunny Day, working on the highway, Darlington County. You will see a theme of Waiting on a Sunny Day. Rick Dixon, Waiting on a Sunny Day, 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 and Waiting on a Sunny Day. I wonder what Rick thinks about that song. BEHS Voices says Hungry Heart. Pretty much all in Born in the USA. Pick any 4 except Down Bad Train, which I love. Tin Mirror says Kitty's Back, Working on a Dream, Radio Nowhere, Outlaw Pete, and Shout. Nick72 says Land of Hope and Dreams, Waiting on a Sunny Day, The Rising, Lonesome Day, Girls in Their Summer Clothes. I would almost, except for Lonesome Day, those are 4 that I want to hear every concert. But thank you, Nick. I appreciate the feedback. Scott Pedrola says, No, no, twist and shout. I'll walk out when played. So tired of that song. I bet you really won't walk out, Scott, but I understand your point. Linda Bruce said, Waiting on a Sunny Day, Mary's Place, Growing Up, Spirit in the Night, Crush on You. Mary's Place is one of the songs I can't wait to hear again, which I don't think I'm going to get. Rob Morris tells me, No More Dream Baby Dream. Spirit in the Night, We Take Care of Our Own, I'm a Rocker. He says he only heard it once, but that was enough. Land of Hope and Dreams. Wow, a lot of people don't like Land of Hope and Dreams. That and Better Days are my 2 favorite songs. Matt Gunter says Waiting on a Sunny Day, Murder Incorporated, E Street Shuffle, 41 Shots, Light of Day. Emmett says Glory Days, Dancing in the Dark, Darlington County, Working on the Highway, Wrecking Ball. Joe Roberts says Billie Jean, Lonesome Day, Working on a Sunny Day, Spirit in the Night, Working on the Highway. Mavazap says Waiting on a Sunny Day, Rosalita, Born in the USA, can't think at the moment of the three I could do without. Yes. hmm Ryan McAvoy, only going with ones I've heard multiple times. Hungry Heart, Jungle Land, Spirit in the Night, Waiting on a Sunny Day, Rosalita, and Shout as a bonus. Jane Williamson says Dancing in the Dark, I'm on Fire, Kitty's Back, Thundercrack, Waiting on a Sunny Day. I've never heard Thundercrack, so I would love to hear it. Alright, so now then here's my version. Let's start with the negative. I could go the rest of my concert going experience with Bruce and not hear Spirit in the Night, Prove It All Night, Night, Because the Night, and then Ramrod. Just not a fan of those songs necessarily. I also not a big fan of Adam Raised the Cane, Kitty's Back, a couple other songs that people have mentioned. Songs that I would love to hear every show that I never get tired of hearing. Number one, Land of Hope and Dreams. I think that is beautiful. I love the band doing it. Um, Another song that I just think is always fun is Out on the Street, especially when they take turns with the different E Street Band members saying, Out in the street, Susie, out in the street. The Rising is the only song that he has played every time I've seen him perform, so I would like to keep that streak going. Another song that a couple of people mentioned that they're tired of hearing, but not to me. I love Rosalita. I love the excitement of the band. And then a couple that I didn't get to hear often, but I never get tired of hearing it on my MP3 player are Atlantic City and Tougher Than the Rest. So there we go. Quick episode where we had a little voicemail, we had a little email. So tell me what your favorite 5 songs are that you want to hear every show, and what are the 5 songs that you wish you would skip. And as we've said, a lot of mixing on these lists where one of you feel like he should play this song every concert, and others say he should never play it again. If you want to give me feedback, send me an email at setlustingbruce@gmail.com. Record a message and send it to me at setlustingbruce@gmail.com. We do have a voicemail, and you can call that at 469-249-2442. Send me a voicemail. There's a good chance you'll hear it on the show. For now, continue enjoying September. Happy Springsteen birthday month. Take care, be kind to each other, and we will talk to you soon. Doing a podcast at times can be a one-way conversation, and I hate that. So please let me know what you like and don't like about the work I'm doing. You can reach the podcast via email at setlustingbruce@gmail.com. The show is on Twitter at setlustingbruce, and my personal Twitter is at jessejacksondfw. You can support the podcast by subscribing via your favorite podcast player and leaving us a review. The more reviews we have, the easier it is for people to find us. And please tell a friend about the podcast, especially if they love Bruce or music, because it will make a difference. You just heard the fun talking, hard rocking, music loving, album ranking, fan thinking, joy spreading, lyric reading, story sharing podcast that is the one, the only Set Listing Bruce. The theme for Set Listing Bruce was written by David Rosen, used by permission.